This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Well, good day. I'm Elena Russ. And the family of a mother of three who was hit and killed in Southwest Bakersfield Friday night is pleading for the drivers who hit her to come forward. It happened about 10:30 p.m. According to the BPD, 34-year-old Megan Nicole Fanucci was crossing Stockdale Highway near California Avenue outside of the crosswalk when she was hit by a silver sedan with a rear spoiler. She was then run over by another vehicle, a black Chevy or GMC pickup. Now, police say both of those drivers took off. Investigators believe excessive speed may have been a factor. Anyone with information on this investigation is asked to call the BPD at 327-7111. And we're learning the name of a man who died in a motorcycle crash in Oildale yesterday afternoon. According to the California Highway Patrol, the crash happened in the oil fields near China Grade Loop just after 3 p.m. Sunday, when the CHP says a motorcycle and an F-250 truck collided. 58-year-old David Wayne Horsley was killed at the scene. Well, a man is fighting for his life after he was shot in East Bakersfield. Sheriff's deputies say they responded to reports of a shooting about 8 p.m. on Linwood Street, just east of Fairfax Road. Deputies say the man suffered serious injuries and was listed in critical condition at last check. This is a developing story we'll continue to follow, and we'll bring you an update when we learn more. Well, 17 News is your local election headquarters, and the midterm election is tomorrow. Today, Vice President Kamala Harris will return to LA for a final round of campaign appearances coming into Election Day. The Vice President has focused on abortion and women's rights in Democratic strongholds like California. Today, she's attending a rally on reproductive rights, where LA mayoral candidate Karen Bass is also expected. The Vice President has spent recent days stumping for Democrats in New York and Illinois. We are still waiting to hear from PG&E on why power was out for more than 50,000 homes and businesses in Bakersfield early Saturday. The outage affected most areas of the city as temperatures plunged into the 30s. We learned some grocery stores had to throw away produce because of the outage. We've reached out to PG&E to determine the cause of the widespread blackout, and we're still waiting for a response. We'll let you know what they have to say when we get an update. Well, in 17 Business News, another Crumbl Cookies is coming to Kern County. With 2 storefronts in Bakersfield, Crumbl is now setting up shop in Delano. No word on an opening date just yet or hiring details. Crumbl, known of course for their rotating weekly menu of 4 to 5 different specialty flavors of large crafted cookies. Are you hungry now? And the Boots in the Park concert has been moved with a new date now announced. Originally scheduled for October 14th, country superstar Dustin Lynch will now headline the Boots in the Park concert series at the Kern County Fairgrounds on March 3rd, joined by Chris Lane, Tyler Hubbard of Florida Georgia Line, Ingrid Agnes, and Joe Peters. There will be craft food and drinks along with line dancing and art installations. Tickets are available at bootsinthepark.com. And happening this week, Veterans Day is this Friday, November 11th, and Bakersfield's 103rd Annual Veterans Day Parade starts at 10 a.m. It's the same route as previous years, starting right outside our KGT studios here at 21st and L Streets, heading west on 21st, turning south on G Street, and then back east on 20th Street. 17's Jim Scott is the Master of Ceremonies this year, and the Grand Marshal is World War II veteran Victor Killingsworth. Veterans Day is actually his 102nd birthday.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
The woman accused of causing a deadly crash while driving drunk was held to answer on all of her charges in court this morning. Back on June 17th, the California Highway Patrol responded to a head-on crash on Highway 58 near General Beale Road. Investigators say 27-year-old Ayana Council of San Mateo made an unsafe turn that caused her vehicle to cross the median into the eastbound lanes of the highway. The CHP says her vehicle then hit an SUV driven by 52-year-old Michelle Rodriguez. a woman from San Ramon. She died at the scene, and officers arrested counsel on suspicion of murder, gross vehicular manslaughter, and felony DUI. She is still being held without bail. And not a health news. Hospitalization rates for the flu are at a decade high, according to officials at the CDC. The World Health Organization said on Friday the more severe cases are among people aged 65 and older and young children. The agency estimated that overall there have been 1.6 million cases of the flu so far this season, as well as 13,000 hospitalizations and 730 deaths. The rise comes as other respiratory viruses like RSV are also spreading early and rapidly. The CDC noted the flu vaccinations are down in both kids and adults compared to before the pandemic, although they are up in children as compared to last year. And a new study is showing that consuming a diet high in processed foods could lead to an early death. Researchers from Brazil modeled data from nationally representative dietary surveys to estimate baseline intakes of ultra-processed foods. And they found that more than 500,000 adults ages 30 to 69 died prematurely in 2019 after consuming large amounts of processed foods like frozen pizza, ready-to-eat meals, hot dogs, cakes, candies, and others. High consumption of these foods have also been associated with an increase in certain diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and cancer, as well as all-cause mortality. Well, not a tech news. Efforts to ban TikTok are back, and the movement could gain more strength after the midterm election tomorrow. Former Trump administration officials, conservative commentators, and several Republican lawmakers have been working to revive the Trump-era movement to ban TikTok. As the GOP moves to ban the app, many Democrats have begun embracing it as a campaign tool ahead of the election. TikTok's critics say they fear Americans' data is ending up in the hands of the Chinese government and that Chinese authorities are determining what Americans can see on the major media platform. Experts suggest that a total TikTok ban won't be easy, but if Republicans are in control of Congress next year, they could pressure the White House to force a sale of the company or other actions. All right, well, a warning to pass along to you now. The National Park Service has a strict message: don't lick the toads. Officials asking people to be cautious around the Sonoran desert toad, usually found in Arizona. They're highly sought after because they do produce a powerful toxin that can cause hallucinations. Most of the time, people just get sick from the poison, but it can actually be deadly to pets. Officials say if you see that toad, give it some distance and walk around. Don't lick it.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.